Welcome to Sacred Magic. Violet is on a quest to bring sacredness back into our everyday experiences. Anyone can have an extraordinary life when they are able to tap into their sacred magic within. Violet and her guests will be sharing their divine passions, inspirations, and stories of connecting with their sacred magic. We are so happy you have joined us today. Let's get started with your host, the magical creator of Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, Vialet Rayne.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sacred Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Vialet, and my guest today is Marilyn, who is a clinical psychologist who downloads, transmits, and channels Zazar, profound wisdom and loving presence. She's going to be in Denver for a few days, and we're trying to convince her to come back on a regular basis to come and spend some time with us. I know you've written a couple books and you've been out in Sedona doing this work. Marilyn, share with us really, how did you get started in this? How did you make this connection? Where did that come from for you?
Well, I'll tell you, I spent all my professional life as a clinical psychologist in the mainstream, and my first book I knew was downloaded, and it was just, I couldn't claim all the wisdom, and it was just coming through. But 7 years ago, beautiful Zazar as a being just came through me. My voice changed. And since then, I've been channeling him. I know now that I've known him in other lives. He was with me in my early childhood. I've had a lot of memories of that, and preparing me to do this incredible channeling, because he is, when he first came through, when any information first comes through, part of you kind of wants to claim it, like, well, this is my higher self. I have to tell you, I've learned so much integrity. First of all, this is not me. This is Zazar. The wisdom is very cosmic. There's no way I could know a lot of this. And also having to clear out a lot of my own debris and my own thoughts about channeling in order to open my channels. So, and he's just coming through more and more. We were just in Sedona for a month, and many people in Sedona said, you guys created a wildfire in Sedona, and Sedona will never be the same. That's just Zazar. He's just such an incredible cosmic being. But I'll tell you, going from a psychologist, which I don't do anymore, to a channeler, it's been quite the courageous path.
I bet it is. So what would you say to people that are fearful of galactic, cosmic beings, these universal beings? What would you tell them to rest their fears that might be afraid?
Well, that fear is really, I think, something that stops us as humans from reconnecting to Earth's cosmic home. And Zazar says this all the time. There was a huge separation trauma eons ago when the human species forgot that they were in a huge cosmic home with other beautiful beings. And we just thought we were floating alone in the cosmos on Earth. And out of all that separation, Violet, that we started fighting among ourselves. We started to get into the survival mode. And as we begin to connect to the truth that we live in a teeming, beautiful cosmic home, and as we connect to our own cosmic origins inside, that's when ascension can really happen on Earth. And I would say to people, it's only those programs that say you can't connect to your most magnificent place, which is not what it looks like on Earth, because there's so much strife going on. But as we connect to that magnificent place on Earth, we begin to open up to the absolute truth that there are higher beings out there, celestial, angelic beings who are surrounding Earth right now, really ready to help us. But one more part about the fear. The one universal law that is always obeyed is free will. And so humans can use their own free will to decide they're going to explore this or they can't explore it. But it's up to us. The help is here. There are beautiful, beautiful higher beings who have seen planets like Earth go through this. and they want so bad to help us, but only if we are willing for their help. I happen to be pretty willing for their help.
I love that. I love that. You use the word ascension, and everybody has a different definition, perspective, or viewpoint. How do you define ascension and our ascension journey?
So here's where I'm going to ask you, is it okay for Cesar to define it?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Violet. You're so sweet. He just is so fantastic at this. So let me have Cesar come out. Hello, Violet. It's so good to be with you in all your violet colors. I love that color. It is so beautifully becoming. I feel like it brings out such magnificence in you. So you ask me, Violet, you say, what is ascension? Ascension is when a planet begins to go through a huge consciousness shift, and in Earth terms, it is where the human race will switch from survival to thrival. In other words, they will begin to expand their consciousness to know the only way to survive on their planet is to be in unity and peace and joy and love. And those things sound good, but they are very hard to achieve on a planet such as Earth, as you can see. So ascension is when the vibratory frequency rate begins to move into a higher frequency range, both in consciousness and the beautiful heart. It is when a species can begin to be heart-led, not brain-led. For so many things that are problems with Earth right now, you're not going to find a solution in the 3D. That is good news and bad news. Bad news because everybody is trying to find how to solve all of Earth's problems in the old paradigms. The new paradigms are coming and giving birth, and those paradigms come from the fifth dimension. As you begin to increase your frequency, expand your consciousness, and decide to be led by your heart, you move into not survival, but thrival, what I call thrival, which is the ability to be in the frequencies from the heart that are about establishing a unified field among all the human race. And that unified field, Violet, then there will be no fear about realizing that Earth is floating in a cosmic home with many planets, many stars, many extraterrestrial civilizations, and all of the beautiful celestials. And Earth can begin to join that again in that unified field. And oh me, oh my, that is quite a wonder. So I would summarize ascension as the ability to move out of survival and the trauma model of separation. Humans are so separate from each other, and then they bicker and fight and feel so alone. It is time to change that for the planet. And as you move up in higher consciousness, you open new corridors to the fifth dimension where the miracle mantle lies, Violet. And that miracle mantle has so much energy and beautiful light that showers down upon human consciousness to open new solutions to old problems. And so it's such an exciting time for Earth. We have seen this for so many planets, but I am telling you, there are so many here waiting to be of help.
So what recommendations would you have for us to assist in that process? What do we need to do as individuals?
I love that question, because in that question means you are ready and willing to do something. Even just the willingness to explore, being willing to know that you are on the eve of being able to see into the invisible and move into the unknown, being willing to look at your own debris programs that keep you separate from each other. Oh my. And of course, living in survival, you have many densities and debris programs that say you are diminished and you are smaller than you are and you're not as smart as you think, and all of this. And so first thing you have to do is be willing to go inside. Here's the thing: the human species, Violet, is so connected to the outside world in the sense that they are dependent on it for who they think they are. They look to the outside world to describe, to define, to prescribe who they are. It is time for humans to realize that their inner world holds the most wisdom. That is where the corridors are for you to connect with source and soul. So it is coming back, each individual saying, I know what my human personality and ego are up to. It is time I know what my heart and soul are up to. And doing those things that increase your awareness, your awakeness, your consciousness of that which is inside, to get rid of the layers that hide the truth of that you are beautiful humans. You can't believe how many of us know the truth about the human heart. And even in the darkness, Violet, the human heart still shows up in kindness, in mindfulness, in love, doing those things that increase your light quotient. I tell you one more thing. Being in nature right now, you say, what can you do? First of all, you have to go in and decide. It is the inner journey that has the most important guides for you to know how to increase your consciousness and lead with your heart. It is inside, it has been buried, you have had veils put over it, and now it is time to know the joyous truth of who you are. And you are magnificent. And getting in touch with that magnificence helps you get in touch with the manifestation fuel to make your dreams come true. And in figuring all this out, to be in your nature, Earth is a little bit ahead of the human species who live on Earth in terms of ascension and moving up. And so every time you walk in nature, nature is very aware of your disalignments and that which needs to be aligned. And as you walk in nature, nature will help in the bird song, in the wind, in the breeze, to bring you more alignment frequencies. It's all around humans in nature. So that is such a big thing to do right now, because Earth's natural environment that hasn't been destroyed is still not only growing, but it's growing in fifth dimensional energy and actually can be healing in its aligning potentialities.
I love that. So how people like me and people listening that want to work with these energies and call these beings in, what do we need to do to connect as well in our daily lives?
Well, the first thing again is become the beacon by which those beings can come to you. And so part of it is just saying, yes, I am one of those beacons of light that can call in more light, either from my fellow humans, from the animals around me, from the tree in my backyard, but I can call in the lighted way into me. I can increase that quotient within me. And in doing that, then I can say, okay, I am ready for guides. I am ready for more help, but you have to see yourself as the first in line to guide you. That's been taken away from the human race. One of the big things, Violet, is sovereignty. For humans to begin to bring back their own sovereignty, their own choices, their own independence from the outer world, to know that this is what is going to be birthed, this new soul-hearted self within. Then that naturally calls the angelic realm, the guides, the extraterrestrials to come in who are very high, who are just here to work with you. But it is that radiance of light from within you, and I can see it within you, Violet. You have all kinds of beings surrounding you because of your light that shines out so much. You already have it. So think of it this way. Your beautiful light and all the work you do, Violet, is something that is your calling card, and it shines out. And believe me, you have beautiful ones beside you.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing with us today. What beautiful messages that you've provided. Because I know in our 3D dimension, it's very dense, it's very difficult. There's lots of fear, about things, the physical things, and getting people to get past that can be really, really hard. So Thank you for
And
those messages.
And you know what else? This is, if anything, this new belief that in what you would say is invisible, which is the fifth dimension that is coming in that place are all the solutions, are all the new healing paradigms that will come in and shower the human soul, body, heart, mind with the new energies that will heal, that will help fear, that will turn humans into these loving, most amazing beings. It is so through this ascension. And what is going on currently is, so dense. But know that as you begin to decide to believe in that which you can't yet see, you will begin to bring in this, what I call the miracle mantle of new paradigms. You cannot believe, Violet, the new paradigms that will be available for Earth, for her healing, for human healing, for everything to be in a unifield on Earth of light and love. And it is coming, no doubt.
I love that. I look forward to that. So I love hearing that.
You know why you look forward? Because you are already in this, Violet, you are already birthing these energies. And so you can see or feel that which your energies go out, and you know that is coming back in 1,000-fold.
Yep, I do feel that. I've always kind of felt that there's change coming, and we just got to lean in and embrace. As a human race, we have difficulty with change. But when you can lean into change, there's always something beautiful on the other side.
Well, you're so right. And think about it this way. I always say to people, okay, so you don't want to change, but remember, wherever you're living that doesn't want to change is already from the past. And if it is from the past, it is losing fuel quite quickly. So now you are living in a flattened world that is from the past with less fuel to make your future. And so I say, open up to the present, be willing to walk in the unknown. That is where the new paradigms will be seen and felt, come into your dreams, come into your waking life. If you don't want to change, you are living in a flat plane of past proportions where it's becoming less and less light field. Only as you step into the now and say, I'm ready for something brand new to occur on the horizon, will you begin to see exactly that brand new. Hold it, let it create new manifestation fuel for that which your whole human race is soon to create.
I love that. So beautiful. Well, do you have any last messages for us today?
Well, I would love to meet all of you in Denver. I have heard so much. Marilyn has said we are going to the mountains. And Violet, the mountains, probably of every place on earth, are my favorite places. So I am so excited to be in your grand city of Denver and the mountains, and to be in a joyous communal situation, because I tell you this, for all of you who can come and be together, we are going to have a rock and roll time. And I guarantee the frequencies you will leave with will begin to change your life. I am so honored to come and see you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're honored to have you. So thank you for joining us today.
It's so great, Violet. He's so excited. It's wonderful. And thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you in a few days. So I know that you're up in Boulder this week too. So you're doing some stuff up there. So
yeah, in fact, we're up at the community sanctuary in Boulder on Friday night, and then we get to come over to you Saturday. So much excitement.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time today to chat with us. I really did enjoy it.
Well, thank you, Violet. You're wonderful.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in a few days. Thank you for those that are listening. If you've listened to this after our event, just know we'll get Marilyn back and Cesar to come back and visit us again really soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll follow, subscribe to us on all the channels, and we look forward to seeing you in person really soon. Have a magical day.
Are you seeking an online spiritual education resource? Do you crave to know more about various topics of spirituality? Discover Your Spiritual Gifts Academy offers a wide variety of programs including Crystal Alchemy, Tarot, The Journey of the Fool, Akashic Record Reading Certification, and much more. These online courses allow you to learn on your schedule and at your own pace. You can find out more at www.discoveryourspiritualgifts.academy. Thank you for joining us. To find out more about Vialet, head over to discoveryourspiritualgifts.com. You can also send a personal message to Vialet through email, violet@discoveryourspiritualgifts.com. If you love the show, subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Until next time, remember, we are meant to have abundant and joyful lives. We hope to see you soon at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts.